Are you ready to answer hard financial questions across all of your not-for-profit human services entities? Do you struggle to consolidate information, perform real-time analysis on combined financial and operational information, or document decisions in the context of financial records? Are you GAAP compliant and audit ready? Introducing Sage Intacct, the cloud financial management solution meeting the demands of growing human services nonprofit organizations. Let me briefly show you Sage Intacct's tools for keeping you in control across your organization. In this example, a human services organization has a food delivery service, a senior center, and an advocacy group that each run as separate entities. Leaders in each entity see just the entity they manage. The food delivery director sees just the food delivery service. The senior center director sees just the senior center, and so on. The CFO and controller see across all the entities. Conversations in Sage Intacct Collaborate indicate that an increase in rent and utilities has created cost overruns at the senior center. A special board meeting has been called for this afternoon. We start with a built-in role-based dashboard that instantly captures financial and operational information for the organization. In this case, the food delivery service. We can see that operating expenses are within budget. Drilling down, we see the detail and see that funds remain adequate to support the mission. Jumping over to the dashboard for the senior center, we see an overrun in the ratio of expenses to people served. By combining captured external and statistical information within the system, we can easily see that we're not meeting the service goals for the community center. Expenses are increasing while volunteer hours remain steady, indicating community support but increased overhead for the center. Moving over to look at the advocacy group, we see that donations there are up and operating expenses are well within budget. We see that they have received a much-needed $50,000 donation, which can help fund expanding services. Also, by setting up program as a dimension, we can see a breakout of donations and expenses across these different programs run by the advocacy group. Each of the entities we've looked at has a different focus but a shared chart of accounts. Because a shared chart of accounts provides for continual consolidation, we're able to roll up financial and statistical information to see across the entire organization. And the board of directors want the top-down picture this afternoon. In the top-level view, we see that overall, we're doing well. We see an instant view of metrics, graphs of expenditure budgets and actuals, and drillable reports of the revenue and expenditures across entities. Beyond tracking what you did and when you did it, it's important to leverage Sage Intacct's real-time communication to keep your entire organization informed about why you did it. Rather than relying on disparate email strings, Sage Intacct provides a consistent front-to-back office collaboration tool. You collaborate on key information to make decisions, and then document those decisions in the context of the financial records they relate to. In this example, the CFO states, based on the consolidated view we've seen today, we need to address increased overhead at the senior center. Reallocating or increasing funding seem to be our only options. Notice a snapshot showing the current expenditures, now permanently stored with the conversation. A follow-up note by the controller says, we've identified unrestricted funds in the advocacy group that can be used until we can increase fundraising for the center. A year or more from now, when the board is discussing why they reallocated funds, they can replace recollections and speculation with a documented decision and audit trail. Regardless of the diverse missions of the nonprofit entities, the CFO and board can view, drill, slice and dice for all entities and across all dimensions like programs. With dozens or even hundreds of entities, the process is the same. In summary, using Sage Intacct's dashboards as a starting point, we analyze the data and results in real time using financial and operational data consolidated from across the organization. We drill down to see the meaning behind the numbers, transactions, and collaborative conversations. Based on this information, we made key decisions about the direction of the organization. And then, and this is important, we documented those decisions in the context of the financial records for future conversations. Along the way, automated processes keep the company GAAP compliant and audit ready. Regardless of the services you support, online or remote, Sage Intacct provides the real-time visibility to help ensure proactive management to maximize stewardship and mission impact. Start gaining greater financial control and insight across your human services organization today by scheduling a live demo of Sage Intacct.